Everybody, thanks for joining today's video. Today we'll be discussing scripting a repository and the accessibility and actions therein. The scripting repository is accessible in the management tab with the advanced management turned on. We're able to do a few things here. So we have, again, in our scripting repository, a library that is already pre-built, right? So we already have some valuable scripts already pre-built out for you to be able to leverage against your protected clients, right? So there are covering both Bash and PowerShell here. Again, for what are considered some pretty high some pretty high level actions that you can take against certain workloads. You are also now able to create scripts. So if you go into My Scripts, you can see that we have a few different statuses. So when we're creating these scripts, they can be in either an approved, a draft, a testing status, right? So we can create these and then leverage them against endpoints, maybe a sandboxed device to see if we're getting the intended result. We have the capability to use the scripting via AI in the upper right up here. So I could go ahead and create a script via AI. And I could say I want to, in this case, run Windows updates and reboot the workstation or reboot the device. And we'll see here, it's going to go ahead and build that out for us. So we're going to select our language. Again, PowerShell or Bash. Clearly, we're running Windows updates here, so we'll be using PowerShell. Operating system is Windows. Let's go ahead and generate that. This takes just a few minutes, sometimes as little as 30 seconds, depending on the complexity of the ask, right? So if you had a whole string of things that you were trying to accomplish within one script, as scripting can obviously be very complex, obviously the AI creation takes a few more minutes. So once we have the script kicked back, we're then able to add a description, give it a scripted name so that when I'm looking for it in the repository or in my list, I can quickly find it. So any sort of naming convention that you may want. The language, again, in this case, we're clearly operating in Windows. We could leave it in the status of draft and test out and make sure that it is functioning accordingly. So updating that Windows device and then proceeding to reboot it. So whether or not it needed sometimes a healthy reboot of a device post Windows updates is something that is pretty standard in the industry. Doesn't have to happen, but it is a cleaner process when dealing with Windows updates, frankly. So we can, of course, put it into a testing mode so that we can see that we have created this, and we're going to now let the technicians or anybody else who may be viewing this script that has not been approved for usage in a production environment, but we're going to go ahead and test it and make sure that we're good to go and everything is working appropriately. If you want to add any credentials or arguments, you could do that as well. So we can go ahead and create this one here. And we will see here that it now will be within our list, which is all filterable and searchable. So if I wanted to see or find things quickly, as obviously scripts can become rather voluminous, right? So I can see here that I have an AI generated tag in here. Is it a testing state? It was created by or updated by me last. And then, of course, we can actually view the entirety of the script, right? So we could do a quick run. We can edit it, maybe change some properties that isn't functioning quite right. We can go ahead and change some arguments or some values in that script. We could clone that script and vary it for various workstations or additional actions. So we know this plan works or this script works, and we're able to then make some edits to it, make some additional pieces to that plan, right? So you can clone it and then add additional arguments or desired results. Then we would be able to leverage this in our scripting plans, which we've covered in a previous video. So when we're going out and executing or creating scripting plans, you're going to have the capability to search either in your own scripts or within the scripting repository, the scripting library that is pre-built. Thank you.